Hey,
Hey, good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I feel like it's another week of just kind of the blahs.
It is totally another week of the Blahs for sure.
Huh.
It's like, how much more of this can we take?
I don't know. I don't know. I can hear it in your voice.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a lot, but that's part of being vulnerable in our lives is to just embrace as much as we can, do what we can do. But no, I'm not gonna lie. It's been very, very stressful for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we
It's
don't.
okay.
Well, it is okay, and we'll have to do another episode just you and I because soon because we can dive into that.
Yeah, we definitely need to for
Yeah.
sure. And for those that are listening to our listeners, once we hit June, me and Rachel are actually going to come back to a format that we had initially thought about when we started the podcast, which is where we'll have two podcasts a week, but one will be with a guest and one will be with just me and Rachel. So that way you get us and you get a guest every week. And that way it gets a bit more variety because we realize you actually love us. Like Sally Field, you actually really like us. Just me and Rachel.
Sally Fields, the actress.
Yeah, when she gets the Oscar or whatever for Steel Magnolias or whatever movie, and she's like, "You really like me. You really, really like me."
Wow, I love that you have that reference, yet you hardly watch any movies. And I love that you
No,
have reference that I don't even know. I don't know.
I barely watch any movies, and I have some very random pop culture references. Yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, that is like an iconic moment in pop culture for sure.
Yeah, I should know that, but I don't.
Well, there you go. Now you do.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm kind of like ho hum this morning too. It's been a bit of yeah, just blech. But one thing I'm sad about because you were holding up yours is that I
Mm.
broke my mug, my getting juicy mug. What does that mean, people?
Oh,
The meaning of breaking our podcast mug.
I don't know. Maybe because we were focusing on a new logo, it's time for a new mug with a new logo.
I think it's because we'll break barriers too.
Yes, they do break barriers for sure.
We will break barriers.
We will definitely break barriers for sure.
Um, but yeah, it was so random. Like ceramic mug, just like doing my thing, never putting in the dishwasher, being super careful with it, washing it by hand in the sink, and then all of a sudden just snapped. Like the handle snaps off.
Oh man.
Band-aid.
Yeah.
I have a baby when a bit of a wimp when it comes to these kind of injuries. But yes, there was a cut. There definitely was a cut. But anyway,
Hey, yeah. You know what? A little cut can turn into a scar, so it's better to mend it when it's tiny than not.
well, and then another time when we were talking to Chef Nick, talking about Hell's Kitchen. Actually, and this is a question that I'd like to have. So Mary Lou's coming on our show for the second time today. We'll introduce her in a second, but talking about injuries, I love how I told Chef Nick, one of the alums from Hell's Kitchen. I'm like, yeah, during the pandemic, like my brain just when it first all was kind of going down, and I was kind of stressed, not kind of, I was stressed out all about it, and I was using a handheld blender,
Oh
like
yeah, right.
the blades that are just like in a Cuisinart or in like a real
Yes.
blade. And I wasn't even thinking I was making banana bread. I don't even cook or bake. I don't know what I was doing. I was just trying everything that everyone else was trying,
Oh my
baking
god.
bread, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I went to go clean it. What the fuck am I thinking? Put my finger in and then accidentally turned it on. And
Oh my god.
you talk about scars. I have no feeling in my index finger.
Oh my god.
Not no. I've still like lost the nerves pretty much were damaged. I'm
Oh
laughing.
my
Just
god.
I mean, I'm okay, people, but talking about like, oh, I wish it just it's good it wasn't a scar. Like I did do that about a year ago now.
Oh my god. You and my mom have something in common. My mom has lost finger. I mean,
Here.
she didn't lose a finger, but she lost the connection of her tendon here in her middle right. No, in her one. I think in her left middle finger. I was 6 years old, and she was opening up a factory sealed hard plastic packaging to get my because I got a foam disc shooter when I was like 6, and I those are all the rage in the mid 90s, like to play with your friends. And I remember all she had to open something up was a Swiss Army knife, and unfortunately, her finger went the other way and it sliced her finger. And I remember we had to take her to the hospital, and my party was cut short, and we ended up at my best friend's place, and his mother had to basically take over the birthday party. And so my mom would come to us and I was like, yeah, well, you know what? Now I got this.
Yeah.
She'll go like this, and it'll just say, so you now have something in common.
Well, for sure. And I thought you were going to say, because those hard plastic packaging, you can do a number on yourself if you cut yourself on that. So I thought,
I know
about that.
I rarely see those kinds of packagings anymore.
Oh, those are brutal. But anyway, and the reason is just an interesting segue, just because of the cooking or chef mishaps or injuries, because we have Miss Mary Lou on our show, Miss Chef Mary Lou, the I almost want to say the winner, because in our hearts, she's the winner of Hell's Kitchen season 19.
Right.
The runner-up of this last season of Hell's Kitchen season 19 that was just finished airing in the United States weeks ago, and we've had her on the show once before like it was literally a couple weeks before
it started in the States,
or it aired, and it was so cool to see her then. And I just have this feeling she's still very humble now, but just was great talking to her and just seeing her explode in popularity. So it'll be really interesting to now go back and just ask her what a
journey.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And also, I mean, again, everything that happened in the production of the show, what happened with her during the time the show was being aired, how her social media has blown up, her YouTube has blown up, people really celebrating her the way that we celebrate her. And I'm really proud of all she's accomplished, because it's really been a lot in a short period of time. And again, like sipping it slowly and being humble about it it's not the easiest thing to do for a lot of people.
No, and we'll talk to her about that too, because Chef Christina, who is on Hell's Kitchen as well as a regular, she said to us, and when we were talking to her on her episode, that her advice for the contestants was what you just said. Sip, kind of like getting drunk for the first time.
Yeah.
You gotta just go slow, baby. Sip it slow, because if you take it all in all at the same time, who knows what'll happen. But
I have no idea what's going to happen whatsoever. And it's interesting just to see the other contestants, how their social media accounts have blown up, and to see their popularity, how they, everyone has a publicist now. Everyone has social, media representation, right? The things that you need, because you'll get so many people coming at you, and you won't really know how to always navigate every single direct message or email or even random mail that might come to you. People still mail things.
Do they?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do people even still mail things anymore? I mean, yes, of course, if you buy something from an online shop, but actually snail mail, a handwritten card, or
Well, I think people are pretty cautious about giving out. I mean, the address obviously would be her management or something like that, right? So it wouldn't be her home address, but you never actually. What's interesting? I've started to notice that some people on Instagram, even someone like AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys, has quote unquote his cell phone number on.
Oh, right.
Have you seen that? It's like, hey, just shoot me a text message or leave me a. But these really high profile celebrities.
Yes.
What's that all about?
I'm not sure what that's about, because wasn't it Howie Mandel, or I think Howie Mandel has that too, hey, shoot me a message or something. Who knows?
Bob Saget. Yeah. I called Bob Saget, left him a message.
Right. And was it his voicemail?
It's his voice, but I mean, who knows who picks up the messages? But
you have no idea.
But it's interesting that people that's pretty personal. Although, like we said, it could go to, who knows what the phone number goes to, right?
We have no idea where it goes to at all. It could go to some automated, again, if it's their actual group, then their page, of course, it's going to go somewhere credible, but you just have no idea. It could be their publicist, could be, I have no idea. It could be monkeys in a factory counting, how many monkeys are going in the next Barrel of Monkeys toy. We have no idea.
And actually, what I do like is the comedians that are doing this, like Sarah Silverman,
right?
People are leaving messages and they're saying it's pretty much like an open invitation to being like, yes, you can talk about what I talked about on this message. And they've chosen certain ones. They'll talk about them on their podcast, and they'll air them like the message.
Oh, smart.
And then they'll, have some sort of comedic dialogue surrounding these funny or interesting messages that they're getting from their supporters or from their fans. So
that's smart, actually.
Kind of fun.
It generates a real life kind of thread. It's kind of like how when you and me would go to improv in Granville Island. Remember that?
Oh, I miss that.
Or even in Whose Line Is It Anyway, and they take an audience member's cell phone and they read their messages.
Yes.
And then create a dialogue about it. Like it kind of reminds me of that scenario a bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So anyway, Mary Lou on any second here.
Yeah.
Look, I'm like, I gotta do more with my hair. I'm doing this. She has such amazing hair, and her mother is a hairstylist, so yes. she gets her hair did all the time by her mama, I'm sure.
Well, for sure, and it runs in the family. So if you got the creative genes, you got some influence and stuff. I mean, you're gonna follow suit in your own life. And hey, when you got some hair that's gorgeous like hers, I mean, you're gonna do so. Oh, hello,
Mark Maron.
Oh my God,
on my chest.
What a beautiful print! I love it. It's absolutely divine.
Well, usually, I am a big Mark Maron podcast fan. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of this later and send it to Mark Maron.
Exactly.
Comedians, but pod swag, all that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll do that one day. I'm not sure, but then we'll get a bigger mug for myself because the one that broke, and that's what's yes, we need a new logo, people. We will get a new logo. Guess who's going to be doing it? Me. And I'll get a bigger mug for my coffee.
Exactly. Get a bigger mug for your coffee, and then keep your mug for your face because it's a gorgeous punim.
Thank you.
It is gorgeous. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Is there anything specifically you want to ask Mary Lou?
Oh, I just want to know. Well, and we'll ask her any second here now. But I really just want to. It'll be interesting to see the change, or if there's any changes with her since we last spoke to her, because we literally spoke to her right on the cusp of all her glory and all the the airing of the season. So that's what's really fascinating to me. And what about yourself?
Well, I think again you were just on the cusp. Like when I messaged her and thought of getting her on our first episode with her, I know that she had about 3,000 followers on her Instagram. Just 3,000.
I shouldn't say is that all, but just no. where it's grown to. But really,
that's all she had. That's all she had was 3,000 followers. In the sense that this is before people were aware of who she was in the United States. I'm sure there were some followers from that were from Canada and Australia and other countries that got the airing of that Hell's Kitchen season prior to the United States. That's kind of my guess. So that being said, like to kind of see how she might have gotten a little idea of it from the pre-airing of it, I guess you could say, and then seeing, oh, okay, it's going to air in the States, whatever. Like it's just going to be a little bit more, and then all of a sudden it was a lot more than I'm sure any of them could imagine. So even just asking her about what her fellow castmates had been experiencing, they all have this like a WhatsApp group, she said, and sharing their successes or victories and stuff,
And are they still doing that? Like, are they keeping in touch? And I know, so I just looked at her page right now. So she's gone from what you just said to now 80,000 followers within a couple of months. So that's pretty significant.
Yeah, because last night she wasn't at 80,000. Last night she was like at 79 something.
Okay, well, it's still 79. I'm just
Oh, okay. Okay, but still though, the fact that you're averaging like 100,000 followers, getting close to that mark is pretty remarkable.
Absolutely.
Based on you being who you are, you being you. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I love because we actually, and we're also going to have Corey, Chef Corey. So, when is that? Maybe next week?
It's in, I think it's actually May 25th. So in a couple weeks from now.
Yeah. So the winner Hell's Kitchen, which what I love seeing is that I know this is what's so interesting during the pandemic, or in the States. I know it's been different than in Canada because a lot of them have been vaccinated already, but they actually got to go to Vegas. That's something else I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
For the airing of the final episode.
Yeah.
Fox. And so Corey was there. I saw Mary Lou was there. I think Cody was there. I saw
Cody. Yep.
Declan.
And Declan.
I want to ask, I feel like there was quite a few of them actually that got to go and were invited there. So
there were.
Yeah. So that's so, and I still think it's so interesting just like being a fly on the wall for anything that's open right now in that capacity. Because
I mean, we're just not like, we started out really well when all this started to begin, and then we're not doing well right now. We're not.
Well, I mean, knock on wood, BC's been doing all right, and we will just keep I know I'm going to open a big can of worms here, perhaps, but Alberta, I don't know if like
Oh, I know.
Like holy Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is for sure.
Yeah. And thank you to our US neighbors, because I believe that you guys are sending us vaccinations, perhaps vaccines, not vaccinations. So yeah, we'll see if we can get out of this nuttiness. And one day you might see Hero and I in the same room.
Yes. Where we could actually do this full time. Can you imagine?
I can imagine it. It would be pretty amazing.
It would be pretty amazing to do this full time and to do what we love and to, work for ourselves. I mean, it's like the dream.
Absolutely the dream. And dreams come true.
They do come true for sure. I love actually seeing the detail of your Yotto mic on the side here with all the bungee wire and like the securiness of it.
Oh, is this like artistic?
For me it is, because I'm looking at mine and it's just
what is this? Oh, like, well, we're so technical. What is this called again?
It's the round thing.
It's the round thing.
It's the round thing.
I know
yes.
And now I just can't even think of the word. It's oh my God.
I know.
Anyway, yesterday and then we're just
hi.
With audio.
Hey.
Where's that damn audio?
Yo.
Oh my God. Hi.
You guys know I'm going through it.
Yes, absolutely. It's all good. Well, hello. We meet again, our darling little angel.
Hi, how is it? How's everybody doing? How's your day going? I know it's really early your time.
Oh my God, girl. Don't worry about it. I'd get up at 5 a.m. for you.
Oh, so sweet. Thank you.
He would still have his eyes plastered closed at 5 a.m. He is not a morning person. This guy is not a morning person. I'm like like sort of a morning person, but we're doing okay. We were just kind of schmoozing and, talking shit and just saying how the US, how our neighbors, we were like, our hearts were like, oh my God, during the beginning of the pandemic, just feeling for you guys so much. And now it's almost like things have flipped. Yeah, because now Canada, we're like, give us the vaccines. And then it's
Man, all of my friends are like all getting married now, and all my Canadian friends don't come down. I was like, oh man, it's hard over there. It is.
Oh, it is. It is. What's going on in San Antonio?
Okay, so I had a party last night. Like, that was really exciting. And so then I may have drank a little more than I should have. There's no may. They just kept buying me shots. So then I was drinking everything. And then I got this morning at like 7 and just hangover. So I
love
drank
it.
Water, and then my housekeeper came in and I was like, can I just sleep on the couch while you do that? And she goes, yeah. So I fell asleep on the couch. And then I realized I don't have my purse. So then I lost my wallet and all of my cards. And so I've been spending the past like 30 minutes trying to cancel everything. That's why I'm late. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. We're so sorry that happened to you.
Lord, that is awful. I hate that feeling. It's terrible.
It could be worse. It could have been my phone. The cards, I'm just going to go to the bank and just say, hey, I lost them, renew them. Can you just give me a temporary card? And then my ID sucks, but they can just give me a paper one.
Yeah.
Right.
And I liked the picture, so they're just like, give me the same one. I was like, can I keep that same picture? Because it was cute.
It's hard to get a great photo on any of those ID cards, like a Costco or PetSmart or wherever you have a photograph.
I legit like got up that day and I was like, that's my only thing that I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna take my ID picture. So I made sure my makeup was right. I had like a really cute wig on too, because it's in black and white, so I can't see it, but still, and I had my heart, and I was like, okay, can I give you some options? And they were like, no, it's fine.
No, keep your mouth shut, look right at the camera, don't say anything. Yeah.
Like, Tyler taught me how to smize.
Yes, exactly. I love that episode when she was doing that. Imagine your passport photo was your model stat card, and
No, don't look at my passport photo. Oh my god.
really?
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad.
Oh my god.
Did you find my purse? She didn't find it.
Do they let you smile for your driver's license photos? Now I can't remember if they do.
Yeah, you can smile for your driver's license photo, but you can't smile for your passport one. And then they use that terrible camera that makes you look like you're in like a horror movie and everything's just dingy and dim. And all of a sudden, green eyeshadow was the wrong choice. Maybe that's just me.
In my passport photo, I look like a Russian spy. I don't know why. It's actually kind of sexy. And my hair was like, since the pandemic, I don't even give a shit about my hair. And I was saying, like, I'm just so jealous that you have a mother that can do your hair.
Whenever I put on that wig, she gets so mad. And I was like, Mom, sometimes it's just easier because I don't feel like doing my hair. Just put this right on.
Yeah, absolutely. Gorgeous.
Always.
So, Mary Lou, like, when we spoke to you, I mean, so much has happened. And I feel like it was literally a couple weeks before the first episode was airing in the United States.
I hope you guys knew all the juice.
Yes.
Juice, and then I had to cut some things out because we knew everything. and you're like, I don't think we're supposed to say that. Can you cut that out? So with that being said, we have a lot of questions for you, but the first question I have is, and if you kind of forget our conversation, that's okay, but how do you feel now compared to then? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you just basking in everything? And then one little thing I want to say is, because we had Chef Christina on.
I saw.
Yeah, which was amazing, because I know she doesn't
like you did it. I know how like huge fans you guys are.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, oh my god, she's right here.
Well, and she doesn't do that very often, so we were really, really happy. But something she said was, she says she tries to tell Hell's Kitchen contestants that before they leave the set and they go into the world and the episode airs, is just know that things are going to get crazy after this, and your things are going to change, things are going to blow up on social media, and just take it slow. It's kind of like getting drunk for the first time. Just sip it. She says something like that. Just sip it slowly. So anyway, that's just kind of a segue into how things are going with you.
I feel like I'm more of the latter of the two, where I'm just kind of like basking in it. I was like, this is cool. I'm really having a great time. Like before, when everybody just didn't know, because we're holding on to the secret for like 2 years. So like I felt like I had a secret, and I was like, y'all just wait. You just wait. I'm about to show the world that you guys have been underestimating me. And then I feel like I've grown more into it now. Like it's been a lot of, hey, can I take a picture with you? And I'm like, you want to take a picture with me? Oh, all right. And now it's like, can I take a picture with you? I'm like, get over here. Let's go.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm excited. I feel like everybody went on this journey with me. And there are so many people now that are like, Mary, I feel like I know you. And I was like, tell me more about that. I'm having a really good time. Everyone's real sweet.
That's my god. And you know what? Oh, as far as that goes, I mean, again, I was saying to Rachel, and numbers are one thing, but numbers are another thing. And I kind of like to say, and before the show started, I guess in the States, because it had aired in Canada, hence how we knew about you. You were at maybe around a few thousand followers on Instagram, kind of like that. And now you're close to 80,000 followers. And it's just, again, I'm curious, not right away, later on when we chat a little bit more, but I'm curious about that growth, like to see in front of you, people learning about who you are, seeing that visibility, people showing their support, people wanting to know whatever they wish to know. Like I can imagine the psychological effects that must have on the human brain, when you're
that everyone's watching.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm so curious to know in terms of how when we last spoke, right? And the show wasn't on in the States yet, but people knew of who you might be. Now, like, what was that journey like for you? Like, it might be a blur potentially, but I'm sure every week, an episode every week, you're probably kind of seeing this story unfold with you as the public is now seeing this story unfold with you too, right?
Mm-hmm. It's been really nice. Like I get a lot of really good messages. I don't think I've gotten one bad message, to be honest, if I think about it. And It's just a lot of people saying that I inspired them or I inspired their daughters and how they are really proud that I was just myself the entire time. Mm-hmm. And I think that gave me a lot more validation where it's just like, hey, yes, I'm entertaining, but also I'm really good at what I do. And I'm inspiring other people to just be themselves and do the same. As far as my platform, that's the whole reason why I have the 2 accounts, because I have the Coffee and Concealer and the Geeks and Grubs. And so like the Geeks and Grubs is, it's what I like to do. It's my YouTube channel. It's my brand. But then Coffee and Concealer, that's what I do all my ratchet stuff. And just that one's me. So it's like, if somebody doesn't like that, then that's fine. But this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They definitely like every week it just started going up more and more and more. And I was like, what's happening?
Uh-huh.
I'm talking to my friends like, Mary, did you see your follower count? And I was like, yeah, everybody's coming out the woodworks. But I feel immensely blessed. And Chef Christino did tell me several times, she's like, get ready. And I'm like, what am I getting ready for? And so many people say that. Are you ready for what's about to happen? What do you mean? Like, do I need to do some type of conditioning? Should I change my diet plan? What am I getting ready for?
Right.
And now it's like, you don't know about it until it's happening.
Right.
So the only thing that I could do to like get ready is I remember I talked to somebody a couple of years ago and they're like, what do you want to be known for? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like, do you want to be a pretty face or do you want to be known that you're a serious person? I said, I want to be known for both. Can't I be the pretty face, serious person?
Yeah.
Let people see that. And so then I remember I was like, when I would start posting more on my social media, it was like, hey, this is me, like letting people see who I am instead of just doing my cosplay. It's like, here's my personal life. Here's what's going on. But like people want to know you. And because of the show coming out, everyone's going to flock over and see, who is she? What does she do?
Yeah.
So I think like they like me because of that, but also it's pretty, I think my Instagram's popping. There's some fun things on there.
Yeah, it's so well curated and very well designed as well. Like it's engaging. I mean, clearly it's kept me engaged the entire time, and also the personal connection to you obviously makes it easier to follow too. Girl. I mean, seriously, amazing job well done.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. They're like it's interesting because I think maybe what Chef Christina meant too, because we had Chef Carla Hall on not that long ago, and it was interesting because she found that when she became really well known for like, she walked down the street and someone recognized her. Mm-hmm. And then I remember she said something about how what really kind of got to her, down to her guts eventually was the fact that she felt like she couldn't have a bad day. She felt like she had to always be on, maybe, perhaps. So are you feeling that? I mean, I know it's like, it's only been a few months really since this all just exploded, but are you feeling that pressure?
I absolutely feel that pressure. It's like she said, you go out and people recognize you. So I have to make sure that I am bubbly and happy all the time. But no one feels like that all the time, especially at my job. They show up all the time. They're like, can Mary come to the table? And I'm like, I'm working. Can somebody ever say job? And it's like, Mary, why are you so mad? Why are you getting so mad? I have to calm down and I'll go and I'll talk to them. It's like, hi, how's it going? Like, I can't talk for that long. Or I think last week I just didn't feel good. At work, like I've been run down. So all these people wanted to come talk to me, and I kept telling everybody, I was like, tell them no, because I can't give them what they want, and they're gonna be upset. Where it's just like, I met Mary, she's nothing like what I thought. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't feel good.
Yeah, know your boundaries.
Exactly, and that's I think the hard thing that people don't really. It's like you're a human being. You're gonna have those, good and bad days. So how do you get through that? I mean, anyway, that's exactly what I meant. So, I'm glad that you're taking care of yourself or trying to, and kind of picking and choosing your moments. But I can only imagine that's difficult because you want make people happy, right?
Right.
Oh,
what? I just love making people happy. It makes me happy.
Right. But also, I think, again, even though people kind of sometimes roll their eyes at it, I mean, part of life, and something that I stand for as a person, at least, and if I'm not, then I'm not doing my job, is being authentic and being vulnerable. So if you're not being transparent with your fans, with your people in your community, even though privacy is important too, on some levels, then they're not getting an authentic representation of you anyways. So it's again the idea of kind of Carla was saying, oh, yeah, I was myself on the show. But in some ways, at the same time, though, people see me in person and they expect that. And then if it's not this exact same representation of what they see, then all of a sudden it's like their fantasy or their idea of who I am, even though that was who I was, is let down. Because it's like looking at a TV character from a popular TV series and you see them in person and you think, oh, you're that character. And it's like, I'm not that character. Maybe parts of me are in there, absolutely are, but that was a script, or that was something fulfilling that I was being paid for. Yes. But who am I off the camera? Even if I'm being myself on the camera, who am I when there's no camera, regardless of how I'm being portrayed on the camera? It's a different person in some ways,
Yes,
absolutely. What was your experience? Because I was like, again, just speaking from someone in Canada, and I was like, oh my God, Corey, they're going down to Vegas. Like they could do that right now for the finale. They're traveling right now. What are they doing?
It was a lot of fun. I think that's why I got sick.
Oh no. Yeah, no. And I was going to say, well, I'm sorry about that, but what was that experience like? Was that the first time that you had traveled since the pandemic started? Like,
well, I went to Vegas a little while before, but it was a lot different this time because everybody's a little more lax because everyone's getting their vaccines. So there was a lot more people there. When I went in August, it was like everything was dead, everything was closed. I was like, oh,
right. I know.
Yeah. Stuff popping.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was really fun seeing everybody again. So Corey's a nut.
We're having her on in a couple weeks too. So.
Oh my gosh. Like you see her on the show and she's like, the mama figure and getting everything done. And like Corey's like me. She's got a lot of energy and she's just like go goes. And I was like, I like it, except for she's just she's a little more vulgar. There it is. That's it.
Really? Yes. Amazing.
It just catches me off guard. I'm like, Corey, and she goes, you were thinking it. Well, all right, forget it. All right, what we want now. Like I curse a lot. But Corey is vulgar. It cracks me up because you don't expect it.
Oh my God, that's exciting.
Yeah, and she's real quick with like her zingers. So
yeah,
we'll have a really good time with that. She's real quick.
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic.
So who was there? Sorry, Hero. I was just like, did you all get invited back or?
No, it was just the four of us. So myself, Cody, Corey, and Declan.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
We all just hung out and did like little promo things, but it was really fun. We got to go to the pool and I was like, nice, the pool's open. And so everybody was like taking pictures and I'm watching it and I was just like, are we gonna get in the water? Can we get in the water? Are we gonna be in the cabana? So I got in the water. I had to make sure that my hair was all nice and on top of my head. But I had a really good time. They let me have my whole bottle. I love champagne.
Yeah.
We all went to Hell's Kitchen later and we all watched the finale. And I just cried. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
Okay. It was like a bittersweet cry.
Yeah.
No kidding. And so was the restaurant full with like family and friends, or was it like, what was that like?
It was, there was like 12 seats for us. And whoever we wanted to bring, but the rest of the restaurant was full. And it's really funny because like they're playing Hell's Kitchen at Hell's Kitchen. And then we're walking by and people are like,
yeah.
Weird.
I'm like, hi, yeah, it is me. And like, that's funny. So I couldn't eat anything. Every time I tried to eat, somebody would come up and ask to take a picture. And that was it. But man, that food looked real good. I ended up like going out to a party later on that night and I had my food like in a box. And I just sat there by the refrigerator, just like eating a steak with my hands. And I was like, hungry.
Oh my God.
It's like your wedding where it's like,
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Well, it was really cool to see actually what Hero and I were doing on that night. We were watching it live with Chef Nick on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, on IG Live. So on IG Live, we were watching with Chef Nick and we were a little bit distracted talking to each other, but we were watching. It was really funny because at the time it was airing in 3 hours ahead of us, but anyone in Pacific time wasn't seeing it for 3 hours until 3 hours later. So there were people watching it live, and they're like, "Chef," they're like, "Nick, turn off the TV. Like it's not airing yet where we are. Like, turn it off. We don't want to see who's won." Like, it was
that's funny. It explains a lot then.
Yeah.
He loves you. He loves you, by the way. He is such a fan of you.
So exciting. Thank you.
Right? Absolutely. And when you say it explains a lot, it's like because you got people commenting to you like in segments or whatever, like in different time zones, or?
Yes, or like when I would do an Instagram live after the show would air, people would be like, "Oh, I didn't see this happened," and I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Okay, you did this before it aired," and I was like, "No, I didn't." But now that makes a lot more sense. But these time zones are killing me.
Oh yeah, we know. I remember the first time you were on with us, and I'm like, I think I said in my email to you and to your publicist, because you have
I have a publicist now.
Yes.
I was like, just make sure she knows it's 11 a.m. her time.
Yeah, that was all in cap locks. And I was like, thank God. I was so confused. And I just found out about mountain time. I didn't know that was real.
Yeah, I know. What the hell? Mountain time? Seriously? And Central time? Like.
Yeah, I don't know. I
was talking to Cody, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll be there at this time." I said, what time zone are you in? He goes, "Mountain time." And I was like, "Did you make that up?" And my best friend was next to me. She goes, "No, that's real." "Are you serious?" I swear. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in Texas time." Like, what do you want?
So funny, right? And so again, when you were in Vegas and you were in the public eye, again, back to the public, people know you. I mean, has everyone been vaccinated in the States and in Vegas? Single vaccination or both vaccinations?
Yeah, not everybody has been vaccinated, but a lot of them are getting vaccinated. Like, I'm vaccinated, and you could always tell because we're about to take pictures, and they'll be like, "Hey, I've already been vaccinated. Are you okay if I take my mask off?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Like, we're all really keen to announce it. It's like, "I've been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated. I've been vaccinated."
Amazing.
And everybody who's not, they will let you know. It's like, "I'm not because I don't want to take it." It's like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. We don't have to get into a conversation about that.
No, definitely. And so one thing I'm really curious to know about is what have your relationships evolved into from your fellow castmates, like you with your castmates, and then also have there been other people that have reached out to you to partner with you, to connect with you, or has it just been your media channels evolving and growing and you building your community just organically? Like, what has that kind of development been like for you as a brand? I mean, whether we want to admit it or not, we're a brand, right? So
yes, we want to admit it. I am a brand.
Yeah.
I heard Nicki Minaj say it once and stuff like that. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a brand, bitch."
Yeah.
Brand.
Yeah.
Everything. I still talk to obviously Cody and Corey. And Jordan. So I saw Jordan maybe a couple months ago, and I'll see her again. I love that bitch. I love her so much. And then I message back and forth with Nikki, but Nikki and Jordan talk a lot. I still talk to Amber. I think that's about it. I message Adam every once in a while, or Adam will message me. Something always happens where it's like, "Hey, do you know this person?" I'm like, "I do." I was like, "That's funny. We were on a show together." So somebody came up to me yesterday. It's like, "Do you know Josh Oakley?" And I was like, "I do." "That's funny that you know him." Like, I'm in Texas, and he's all the way in Denver. And somebody says like, "Yeah, well, I used to work with him." And I was like, "That's pretty interesting."
Right.
As far as my social media channels and everything, everybody's a wrong word. I've had a lot more people like obviously want to talk to me and obviously want to do more podcasts and everything with me. And I think it's really exciting because, I'm not just into cooking. There's like a bunch of other things. So it's like a whole lot of my like cosplay friends and all the anime world, like we're all getting into something, and I'm absolutely in love with it because I love having these conversations. I just like getting the weebs fired up. It's just real fun. I did something yesterday with my friend and we were arguing about it, and I was like, "Don't get the weebs wild up yet, Frankie." What did she say? I cannot remember. And it was something about we were talking about Hunter x Hunter, which is an anime. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but there's like
I've heard of it, yes.
And so like a lot of people call it Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
So I was calling it Hunter x Hunter because I just started watching it, and like the entire community is just like, "Don't say the X, you don't say the X." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna X say the mother X if I want to say the X, right?" But now after watching the show, I'm like, "Hey, you don't say it because they say it in there. This is the title." But then my best friend is like, well, I'm going to X if ever I want to say X anytime. And I was like, don't do it. Don't get the least spider. This isn't what
Oh my gosh.
we're having. I've done a few things with a lot of people, and I think we have. I know we have a lot more coming down the pipeline. I'm working on something right now. It's really cool because I get to say that. Like I'm working on something. I can't talk about it right now.
Yeah.
But I'm working on some things, and I'm supposed to be meeting up with a couple of the fellow castmates, and we're gonna come up with something. I think it's how we all stay together.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think if you have a genuine connection with the people that are in a movement and an experience with you, and particularly like no judgment to anyone that might be eliminated earlier in the competition, but if you make it far enough in a production and a show with people, you have a bond for life, whether you like it or not. That's your show family. No different than being in a theater production of a Broadway hit or being on a reality show. You have a bond that no one else understands. And then the people that are in the seasons before you, they understand it, but you don't really know them because you weren't with them in the experience. So it makes sense for all those people, your final 3, final 4, to stay connected because those are your colleagues, those are your relationships, those are your potential job industry leads. Like there's so many endless things that connect to it. So that's great that you're staying in touch genuinely and are making something happen with that because all of you are incredible people for sure.
What is the restaurant called again that you are at currently?
Whiskey cake, like the drink and the dessert. Whiskey cake.
Whiskey cake.
Okay.
Right.
And so how has that changed? Like your role there? And I mean, because you were saying obviously people are asking to see you all the time and take pictures with you. Are you? I mean, maybe you don't want to say this out loud, but like, are you planning on staying there for a while? Like.
Right now, I'm biding my time to figure out what I want to do, and they know that.
Right.
We had a whole conversation. I was like, "Can you do this? Is what I want. Can you do this for me?" And they're like, "Maybe in time." And it's like, "What's time? Is time 2 years or is time 6 years?" Because that's how it works in like the corporate industry. We're like, "Yeah, we'll get there, but when?" So, they, like I said, I've talked to them. They're used to what's going on. When everybody started like coming in and like trying to see me, it honestly like just raised up revenue. So I'm bringing in a lot of people, so they're not going to say anything to me, but also I'm not disrespectful and I don't stop doing my job because it's like, hey, there's people here that want to come talk to me, so I'm going to leave. It's like, no, I make sure that my restaurant still runs. Like I have integrity, and I told them I have enough respect in myself and enough respect in this company never to leave them in a bad way. It won't be like, peace out, bitches, I'm gonna go do something else. It's like, no, I'm gonna make sure this kitchen's good before I leave because it has my name on it.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why people love you though, Mary Lou. No, honest, I'm being serious because this is you, and I pray that you never lose that.
Yeah.
But oh my God, since having you on the first time around, I feel like how many views has that episode had now?
It's getting close to 4,000 views.
You guys are killing it.
You are the most viewed episode on our podcast.
That's funny. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, thank you though, because again, we have you on our show because we genuinely care about who you are. Of course, we love what you do, but no, we care about who the person is, right? And I think that shines through in the people that comment on your YouTube video. Like you see the people consistently saying, oh my God, I love Mary Lou, or they'll give specific reasons why. Same with Christina, because both of you are sincere, real individuals, right? And it's very easy to get caught in all the hoopla. Like, who the fuck am I? But anyways, to get caught in everything, right? And even if you might be taking advantage of these opportunities, which that's what you do to be in the spotlight, there's a way of how to do it. And you just summarize it based on how you would conduct in the restaurant you're in if you were to transition, how you would do it and why. And a lot of people, no judgment to them, understandably, like, I don't have the time to do these things because they might feel pressured to take something, and that whoever is offering something to them, they might say, we want you right now. Like, we want you to start tomorrow. Who knows what it might be? Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure of peer pressure.
I was wondering, I was just thinking back to Chef Christina for a second because I asked her, it was funny because I'm like, so do you still cook? And she's laughed and she's like, not like, no, because she's all in corporate now, right? She's all higher. And so are you still enjoying cooking? Is that something that like, do you like, what do you see for yourself, I guess, as you grow and you flourish? Like, would you rather not be in the kitchen as much, or?
I would really like to just do my YouTube channel full time, to be honest with you, and just experiment with that and cook and do a lot of things of that nature.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to work on. But I also want to go to different restaurants and just stage in different restaurants for just a couple weeks at a time. You know, that way, one, I don't get rusty, but two, like there's always something more out there. I feel like I am an empty vessel and I just want to learn what the world has. And so the best way to do that is just, hey, can I come into your kitchen? Can I cook with you? Like, you don't have to pay me. I just want to learn. That way, if I like fuck shit up really badly, it's like you weren't paying me anyway, so it's okay. I'm just gonna grab stuff and go.
Right. And then they'd be like, Mary Lou was here, right? I mean, just saying, you know, you could even have, I mean, not saying that it would be part of your interest, but you could have like a Netflix series or something. You could have a series where you do that.
Dear Netflix, where are you?
Right, exactly. Well, if Netflix is there, you got Hulu, you got so many other streaming channels.
Hold on, we've got it all.
You know, I mean, there must be. I mean, they're coming up with customized streaming channels and stuff. Whether if it's part of a main platform or its own server, there must be one for food. I mean, I haven't looked it up, but there must be one for food-related content. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find it. It's probably out there, and if it's not out there, it's being built right now.
It has to be.
I know it. Those damn cookies. They're hearing us all.
Oh, I love it. So what are a few things that you can say that you've taken as your own life lessons from this experience so far? Like, what are things that you've kind of looked at that, okay, cool. I learned this from this experience. As that's happening now, these are the things that I practice to stay humble or to stay connected or to take care of myself in the public when I need to recharge. Like, what are some of your tools for yourself that you do every day?
I got myself a life coach. So
that's
really cool. We've only had the one session, but I felt really great after talking to him. And I, you know, like broke the boundaries and I was crying and I was like, I didn't realize I felt this way. And he's like, I know. I can see it in your eyes. How do you feel now? And I was like, I actually feel really good. So he's been helping me just organize and plan things. My best friend, she lives with me now. She didn't before. And she's really good at keeping me, I guess, healthy. Those are the right words, because I focus so much on like my job and like my after school activities, I guess to call it right now, trying to build my brand, that I don't take care of myself. And so she's always said, it's like, did you eat today? Mary, I have your water and this sitting out for you. Hey, make sure that you respond to this email. Hey, make sure that you do this. And I'm like, right, do things for me. So that's really good. So having her there is great. Having her there to decompress a lot whenever I get really frustrated. Like she can give the best advice. And I keep telling her she has to write that shit down because it's great. She's like, because I can't give that same advice to her and I feel really shitty whenever she's having a bad day. And I'm like, all right, man, it's your turn. All right, say something good. And I'm like, it will be okay. She'll come in there and she's like, right now you're putting your toes in the metaphorical sand. And I was like, wow, you are painting a picture. So I have people around me that keep me grounded and that keep me humble, but also remind me that I'm great. I actually was talking to one of my other friends. Her name is Jess, and she does all of my artwork. And she was like doing things on Twitch. And she's like, Mary, I'm going to draw on Twitch. How do you handle all of like the fame and all of the pressure? And I was like, you guys, because I always get in my own head and I'm worried that I'm going to mess up. And now there's so many people looking at me that they're like, really? This is the person that was on Hell's Kitchen? You're not as great as I thought. But then I have you guys around me that remind me I am great. And if I mess up, it's fine. Like I'm a human being. We all mess up. And in fact, I told her, when you mess up, it makes you seem more real. And people like that. Because it's like, you're not perfect. It makes me feel like I don't have to be perfect. Because I am far from perfect. Oh my gosh. And I make mistakes all the time. And I get nervous about what I'm doing. And like my fingers get all sweaty. And I'm like, I'm going to fuck it up. And no one's going to take me seriously anymore. And then I come back. And I'm good now.
Right.
This is why we do what we do here on the podcast too, is so that people can relate and be like, all the things that you just said, I know people are going to listen to that and be like, okay, awesome. Like she has bad days too. Really? Like I can, it's just, like looking at someone's whole life, the full picture, not just one little thing, right? So that's great.
Because like if you're looking at someone based on their Instagram, they're only showing you like the highlight reels of their life. They're not showing you the sad part. You see me smiling all the time, but that's just because at those moments I was smiling. Yep. You know, I'm not gonna like get on and do a live and just be crying about, oh, this happened today, you know?
For sure.
Some people do that because I've noticed there's also like a bit of a shift like with mental health and like I'm just thinking about that right now. Like some people do go on, it just depends on your intention, really. It all just comes back to what you're intending to, what your word is, what you're all about, I guess.
I like that. What your word is.
What your word is. I don't know where that came from.
No, but I can see what you're saying though. I mean, again, it comes back to that representation of what people perceive you to be. And what they perceive you to be is accurate, but when they see you in a non-still image and they see you in real lifetime, I mean, people can be very critical. I'm very critical. I know I am. But at the same time, on the other side of that, people are critical. You also got to look at the fact of where are they coming from and why are they being so quick to react on something about something that's outside of them? Like, what are they experiencing inside that's causing them to feel that on edge to assume or to jump to conclusions, right? Because that's exactly what happens. And then you're thinking, well, fuck, can't I just like show a smirk? Can't I show a frown? Can't I have an opinion that's other than just, you know, rainbows and butterflies? Because that's real life.
Yeah. Well, I've had a struggle also with social media, even with our podcast. It's like, should we be showing, like, do I have to be all made up and blah, blah, blah to actually like get follows and get likes? Like, do I need to be a certain way or be shiny and glossy? And especially as a woman, like, do I need to do those things in order? I don't know. Like, it's kind of frustrating in a way in that sense too. I don't know. I don't know if you find that at all, Mary Lou, but I think you also enjoy putting on makeup and all those things, whereas I never really have necessarily. I haven't embraced it.
I love it. I love whenever I get to get dressed up, but it's like when I go to work, I don't put any of that stuff on. I'm at work. Right. So it's like what you see is what you get. So whenever I am going and I'm meeting a bunch of people and we're taking pictures, I'm still in my work clothes, and it's like I'm not going to change what I'm doing to make the other people happy. It's like they like me for who I am. So it's like I'm not going to spend 30 minutes putting on foundation and everything just so I can go in my kitchen and sweat it off. It's like, no. But this is me. See me in my natural habitat.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And so again, you want to fully focus on your YouTube channel and developing that as well. And again, I know you said you're working on some projects that are on the DL, which of course a lot of stuff is on the DL with anyone that's kind of in process, which is great. But if you were to paint a picture for yourself in a year from now, let's say, and again, you kind of just said, I want to work on my YouTube channel. What are some of the steps that you would continue to take to achieve those goals, to achieve your dreams, for that to be your daily reality?
Sorry, my phone just went off. I would spend more time focusing on me instead of focusing on everyone else. And I just have all of these ideas and I keep trying to put pen to paper and I just keep pushing them to the back burner. So it's just making time is all that I need. So me prioritizing what it is that I have to do in my life is so beneficial. There's only been 1 week. There's 1 week I wrote everything out that I needed to do and I got everything accomplished. And then I got so weeded with like work and everything that I've just been behind ever since. And I was like, what happened? What happened to that 1 week? This lets me know that if I prioritize, you find time everywhere and it lets you know what is important to you. And that is going to be the steps that I take so I can get everything that I need to done. Because it really, when you're so busy, you don't prioritize things for you, you honestly don't know what to think about. Like you don't know what to do next. You don't know where to go. And I find myself just getting unorganized and deeper inside of a hole where I'm just, what am I doing next? What am I doing next? Like running from here to there instead of having everything planned out. And it genuinely, it helps me out. You can't really tell because right now I told you I'm all discombobulated. But after today, I already wrote it down that I'm going to plan out the rest of my week.
There you go.
You don't, okay, honestly, you don't look hungover. You say you're hungover, but I don't believe it.
Well, I got past it. So I was really proud of that. Like I'm a little dizzy, but otherwise, like it's just a little dizziness. This morning was bad. At 7, I was like, oh, damn.
Well, and that's
my best friend. She like called out from work. She's in her room right now. She's like, Mary, I don't know what happened. And I was like, you got drunk. That's what happened. She was to the party.
Isn't that fairly, I mean, God knows I've had my fair share of crazy drunken blackout moments, but is that not like an industry thing too? I've never worked in the restaurant industry. So but I know a lot of my friends, a lot of people that have, it's a community. It's like its own party, its own, like, so I feel like, that could be, I could feel that could be rough for the long term, perhaps.
Like, I think it's because our industry is just so stressful that everybody ends up getting their own vices. Like I've had so many chefs that just smoke cigarettes. I have so many chefs that just like will be in their office and they drink all the time.
Right.
And, drugs is just rampant because you need something to cope with everything that's going on. And for me, because I don't really do anything. I mean, I drink, but I drink like on occasions. Yeah. But I don't smoke. I don't do any type of drugs or anything. It's just, I just don't want to. I find other outlets to express my creativity.
Yeah.
But because of that, it like you have that culture in the kitchen, especially when the night's over. Hey, we close at 12. If we can get out in an hour and 30 minutes, we can make last call at the bar. That's like always been a thing. Hey, bar's closed at 2. We need to hurry up and make sure that we are out. Right. We all go and we drink. I think it builds camaraderie where it's like it's fun at first. And then you have the people that are going home because it's like, all right, that's enough. You got the ones that stay, that know the bartender, and that get really fucked up. Having to work the next day and you do it all over again.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Well, I mean, you kind of already said you've got a life coach now, but what do you do that's your alternative for those vices, so to speak, that people might have?
For me, it's my cosplay. Like I like to make a bunch of new things. I put all my time and my energy into those, or just honestly, it's like my friend Frankie here too. I'd rather come home and hang out with her and just tell her what's going on and get ready to go plan new things. Or my YouTube channel, that one brings me a lot of joy because, hey, let's just plan this out. But, I have like a Cutie, or I'll have like my little glass of bubbly next to me. It's not a glass, it's a bottle, you know that. Yeah, I don't want any right now. I think I need a day. I need a day with none.
Just a day, one day. Oh my gosh. And how's Mama Mary Lou with all this?
My gosh, Mom is thriving. My mother is thriving. She loves all of it. She was at the party yesterday. We were all taking pictures. Everybody knows my mom, and everybody needs to know that if I go somewhere, my mom's going to come too. Because I love that lady. So she comes to the restaurant every Monday, sits down, and she eats while I sit on my computer and type up inventory, and we just talk because we don't see each other that often. But then when we have an event or something, I'm like, hey, Mom, you want to come? And she's like, okay. It's so cute with it too. Okay, so she's at the party yesterday with all my friends, and they're all like, get in the picture, Mom, in the picture. And she's like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, she's loving it. She's I did do a news interview the other day. I was like, oh, I told you they were going to call you. She's like, no, it was from another person. I was like, you got 2 people, Mom? Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's funny.
And then we did a video yesterday. I posted it on my Instagram video, and we did a Mother's Day, her pot pie recipe. And I was like, can you be in this video with me, Mom? And like, she lit up. She lit all the way up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did she go with you to Vegas?
She did not go with me to Vegas. And that was, that was a whole ordeal. That was different because I had asked Frankie to come with me to Vegas. But Frankie told Mom before I told Mom, because she's like, well, you tell her everything. And I was like, yeah, but it's only been like a couple hours. I was about to tell her, and then you told her. And then she was like, she would like make a couple remarks. I didn't hear them, but Frankie heard them. She's like, huh. And she's taking you to Vegas, huh? And I was like, Mom.
Oh no.
I was like, because it was not for fun. It's like we're working the whole time. Frankie barely got to see me while we're there because I'm going here and there, and she wasn't allowed to come.
Yeah.
So, like, Mom, I don't want to just leave you in Vegas. It's different. Yeah. Because I told her, I was like, I won those tickets. We're going to go to Hawaii. I'll take you there. And she goes, oh, okay. All right, I'm good. I'm like,
did you say you won tickets, or what was that?
Oh, we got tickets from Allegiant Airline on the show.
Oh,
and so, yeah, we can use them whenever we want to. So I'm going to take Mom to Hawaii. And
nice.
we'll see what's going on. Also, I had somebody like reach out to me from Hawaii to see if I'd go to their restaurant. I was like, 2 birds, 1 stone. Let's figure it out.
Wow.
I know, right? It's like, hey, I got the tickets. So what are we doing?
Yes, that's totally right. And then where in Hawaii? Is it anywhere? Is it a certain island or?
I don't know. What all he said was, "Will you come to the Big Island?" And I was like, "I'll figure that out." Because he hit me with the slang. Because then I told him something. He was like, "Shoots," and I was like, "I know that is Hawaiian slang for something."
That's funny. Yeah, no, the Big Island, because I've only been to Hawaii once, but Big Island is Oahu, Honolulu. So
This is a stupid. I thought the Big Island was called Hawaii. I don't even know. I've been to Maui, which is another island, but and Maui was. I've been to Maui twice. I fucking love Hawaii. I love it. I love it so much.
I love it though. I love that Mary Lou in Honolulu.
Yeah. Ooh, Mary Lou goes to Honolulu.
I love that. That should be its own like YouTube.
There's something there, right? I'm like vlogging.
Yeah, exactly. Lou and Lulu.
And Lulu. My mom with me, then there's two Lulus.
Right?
I'm like, yes, let's go, Mom.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's so true. And again, I mean, no surprise here. I mean, it's funny how we're coming up to the end of this hour once again. But what I'm curious to know a little bit more about is there anything that now that the production is done for the show and you've kind of seen what's been going on, was there anything that happened that you might be able to share about now, perhaps, that maybe you couldn't because the show hadn't finished airing? Like what happened with you and the process on the show, the interactions that might have happened, moments of stress, moments of clarity? Like what are some of the things that you can reflect on now that the show has aired?
Well, things I can reflect on. Let's say I thought you meant things I can tell you. I'm like, I can tell you all. I'll tell you who won. It's Corey. But I can reflect on with the show. Let me see. I don't know. Like the whole thing was its own ordeal and its own process, and I had a great time like coming out of my shell. I remember going in and I was terrified, just beyond terrified. And I told you before, like I called my mom and I was crying, and I called my best friend and I was crying, and I just told her, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't understand why I'm here, because I don't like to compete. I don't like competing, because I always feel like I'm not good enough. So as soon as I go in a setting like that, then it's like, it's going to prove that fact that I don't think that I'm good enough. And then being there, I just started to gain more confidence and realize that me being me is all that it needs to be. I'm so sorry to rhyme like that. I'm so sorry. But it did show me a lot of that. It was really funny with a lot of the behind the scenes things that you didn't see. Like I was telling somebody about the whole thing that had happened with Fabiola, because they're like, was she on drugs or did they do this? I said that there was no drugs. Nobody had any drugs. We were all like sequestered in one room. Nobody could even go and get any type of drugs. The thing was, it was like, I think it was the first time that they had been filming in such a short period, because we did ours in 3 weeks. And Chef Christina told me that hers took 7 weeks. And I was like, it did? What were y'all doing? So ours is 3 weeks. We're doing something every single day. You're putting that stress on people. You're taking people out of their natural habitats or their environment. But then also, we weren't drinking enough water and we weren't eating, because it only been the 3rd day. And it's really funny because after the episode where Fabiola gets eliminated, the next day you see all of us with these water bottles. And that's because they gave everybody water bottles. And they're like, hey, these are your HK water bottles. You need to make sure that you're filling them up and drinking them so that nobody has like heat stroke or a panic attack like last time. And I was like, that's funny. And then we all started learning how we could actually order food, not like through Uber Eats or anything, but we had like a grocery list, and they would go to the store and they would buy it. Right. But nobody knew that. So not until they told us, we're just like, hey, we're hungry. What do we eat? Like it came to a point where after service, we would wrap the steaks up and shove them in our pockets. Oh my God. Back. Oh yeah. Or like maybe after the 4th challenge, when the other people had to clean up while the whatever team went on their, not their punishment, but their privilege, on their reward, then we all started eating all their food too.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, this is fun. Why have we never done this? And so it came to a point like that. And after a while, like they started getting everything together, and we all figured it out, and we all started getting the food and stuff that we needed, except for me, who didn't get chocolate chip ice cream. Ice cream, and Jordan gets non-alcoholic beer. And I was like, this is messed up.
I remember you said that the first time we talked to you, and I can't believe it's how ironic. It's like, okay, chefs on Hell's Kitchen are starving.
Yeah.
The first 2 days they were a little rough, and then after that we all got the hang of it. I think we'd had like some notes or something like, hey, this is what it is that you're going to do. And you have to make sure to order like this. Like we were eating like tuna salad sandwiches a lot. And I'm not going to knock it because it was delicious.
Yes.
She makes a mean tuna sandwich. She makes me tuna melts like every day. I was like, Corey, can you make tuna melts today? And she goes, all right, I'll make them. And plus it was their first time in Vegas too, so everything was just different.
Was this the first? Was yours the first season of it being so condensed?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a new format.
Okay. And that's why I think everything was like a little chaotic's not the right word. A little disorganized at the very beginning. I think it was like the third or fourth day we all started to like get the hang of it.
Yeah. But is the next season coming out already soon?
They filmed the next season 3 weeks after we left.
Wow.
I feel bad that yours is taking so long, but think about the other kids. And I was like, that's funny.
No, it's so true though, right? And again, it's going to be young guns apparently. So like, is it going to be anyone that's under 20? Like, do you know?
I don't. I saw one of their Instagrams and it was like, it said that they're 25. And I was like, so they were at least 22 when they shot it.
Right.
Or 23. So I think they have them from all ages. And it's really funny because one of the kids on there, my friend was dating him at the time.
Oh,
so he
wow.
come back, and so she told him, she's like, hey, you just filmed your Hell's Kitchen, right? And he was like, yeah. And they're like, well, my roommate, because it's not Frankie, I had another roommate. She was like, yeah, my roommate, she was on the season right before yours. And he was like, oh, really? And he was like really nervous, and it was adorable. And I was like, why are you nervous? Oh, you haven't even seen the show. You don't know what I did? Because I told her, did you tell him what place I got? And she goes, no. I said, good. I told nobody that.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, if you break your NDAs and stuff, it's not good. It's not good.
Has anyone heard of anyone doing that on Hell's Kitchen? Was there like any? I haven't heard that.
No.
I know there were a few people that were talking a lot of shit, and I was like, that's definitely like in our rule book, like, hey, don't talk shit about the castmates, don't talk shit about Hell's Kitchen. And there are a couple of people that were out there just saying whatever they wanted to, and I was like, that's rude.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people that ask me like, how are things with Mark? And it's like, I don't like to talk shit about people, but also I don't like drama. So I had no drama with anybody.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought he was fine, but I only talked to him like once or twice.
Yeah. I'm trying. Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. And then like, do people still ask you about Cody?
Yeah, but I'm talking to Cody again. So you can ask whatever you would like about Cody. We're all good now.
Okay.
It was more just like, I wonder if people are still obsessively like asking you.
Oh my gosh, I had a field day when we were in Vegas and him and I were like on a walk talking to each other. And like I was wearing a different colored wig. So I was like, I'm incognito, Cody. And they're like, hey, you're Cody. And then they would like turn and like,
oh no.
And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm married. What are you doing? What's going on? They're like, you guys gonna get married? We get people ask us to get married all the time. A lot of people say that they want us to start a TV show together. Mm-hmm. I think it's funny. I think he's funny, but I'm never gonna get away from any of the Cody questions, and he knows he's not gonna get away from any of the Mary Lou questions.
Yeah, but you guys are just platonically connected.
Kinda.
Okay.
We're figuring it out.
Okay.
We didn't.
Yeah. Well, no.
Go that way.
No.
Figuring it out right now, but I'll probably talk to him later on today. He talked to me yesterday. We'll figure it out.
Well, and also, I mean, just saying, Cody, if you're watching this, we did reach out to you, and you said you were all game to come into our podcast, and no follow up. So, just saying.
They're like, look at you! I know these people. Don't embarrass me.
Right? You could tell when you tell them, like, hey, so I just finished my second follow with the Getting Juicy podcast. Why ain't you gone on yet?
I'll tell him.
Yes. Oh, hero. Where is he living right now?
He's in Colorado.
Okay.
Oh, how far is that from San Antonio?
I have no idea. That's far. I'm going to say far.
Far. Yeah, fair enough.
You can Google map it.
I will. Definitely will. Well, it was so cute, Mary Lou, because after we had you on, and we had a few people saying, oh my God, so much love from San Antonio, Texas, and like San Antonio. And it was just like, it was like putting San Antonio on the map. Like, it was so cute. We've had one person in particular who was like, San Antonio loves you guys so much. And it's just like, We can't wait to visit Texas because everyone just seems so darn friendly. It's kind of like the Canadian cousin.
Hospitality is real.
Yeah.
Go up north and I'll bump into somebody. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. My mom's always like, don't say sorry. She's like from New York. So she's like, you don't say sorry. You don't do things like that. And I was like, oh, I didn't mean to. Or like I'm carrying something.
Yeah.
People, like walk by and I was like, that's weird. No one's helping me.
Right.
You know, like, oh, the door's shutting and I'm carrying things. You're not going to get the door or grab the heavy things. It's weird. That's what I do. And not just like because I'm a lady, like I see anybody with something, I'm like, hey, do you need help? Or I'll be walking by and someone's like, ma'am, can you tell me or can you do this? It's like, yeah. So Southern hospitality is so real.
It is. And also, I mean, in a different way from Southern hospitality, because that's its own genre. I mean, people say that in Canada, you know, we're very hospitable and courteous. And
oh, you guys are great. It's so sweet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, all the time, all the goddamn time. Did you say you have been to Canada or you haven't? I forget.
I have not been to Canada, but I've always wanted to go. And one of my really good friends, she's Canadian. And so I love talking to her. We'll do something. And she goes, you Americans and your pickles. And I was like, oh, I forget that you're not American until you start saying things like that.
Oh, it's so interesting. So funny. Well, you know what? You definitely, again, the invitation to visit me and Rachel is always available. Nice and safe. I'm right downtown in Vancouver. I mean, it's definitely no downtown LA, downtown New York, but I am in downtown Vancouver. I'll show you around.
I'd love that. We can just eat our way through.
Oh my God, totally. And you can, yes, absolutely. I'm a food intolerant, but I will go gladly to anywhere you want to go. And also, what's new since on our last podcast, I got a partner now, and he is an incredible chef in the kitchen.
Aww.
I have actually been eating everything I've ever imagined and then some in a way that I can actually eat it. So
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And he loves you too. Like he hasn't watched Hell's Kitchen or reality or whatever, but when he's been seeing the growth of your episodes, he's like, oh my God, like Mary Lou, he's just got like, oh my God, like.
You guys are so cute. They're adorable. They're absolutely adorable.
He does love you though. He does love you.
Well, Mary Lou, we hope to see you in person one day, which would be pretty awesome. Yeah, but I got to get down to Texas. I love Texas. I've only been there once, but I was in Houston, which probably is not the most exciting maybe part of Texas.
Oh, Houston's pretty big. Like Houston's fun.
It is pretty big, but I just found like, because I was only more like downtown, so it was just super concrete jungle.
It's very downtowny, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know, San Antonio, like Austin. I'd love to get to.
Like Austin.
Mm-hmm. So one day.
But. Yeah, I know totally. And then again, because I know we asked you what your favorite juice was last time. One thing I actually want to ask you is if you had to be, okay, this is going to be extra, but. We're extra. If you were to be on the reality show Survivor,
okay,
and you had to go as a cosplay character, and that was the cosplay character you had to be the entire time, who would you be and why?
I would be, what is it? Rogue Storm? Not Rogue Storm. Desert Storm? There's like, there's one part in the X-Men comic books where like Rogue and Storm, and there's another one, they get like stranded on an island. And so, like, I would be that version of Storm when I'd have, like, my own, my spear, and I'd be ready, and I'd be wearing, like, my little skimpy clothing just in case I get hot. So, that's it.
Oh, my God.
I know which one it is. Savage? I think it's Savage. Savage Storm? Savage?
Amazing.
Rogue Storm, maybe. I just looked it up.
Like, it's the real thing, and now all the nerds are going to come for me.
Amazing.
Like, you don't remember? I'm sorry. I'm only human. I had
Amazing.
a drink last night.
And then again, the last thing I've got to ask, and I'm sure you've been asked this, so my apologies if this is repetitive. Would you do Hell's Kitchen again?
I would do it again. At first, I was really scared because it's like, well, I got second place. What if I go in and I get eliminated first? And it makes me real nervous. But that's kind of my thing is I'm always just nervous. So I just do it. Just do it.
Cool.
I'll definitely do it again.
There you go. Fox, if you're listening, All Stars Next Generation. Comebacks. They should honestly, I mean, yes, they had all stars, I get it, and there were some that were runner-ups, but I swear they should have like an all runner-up season where it's not just like third place, like everyone is second place.
We all have something to prove.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess Nick would be on that too then, hey?
Yeah, well, he was technically third, not in any disrespect to Nick whatsoever. And him being a father and being a husband and stuff, he might not be interested, but who knows? But those that would be interested, like literally those that were runner ups, because they're like, I'm coming back, baby. Like I am proving myself here. It'd be perfect.
Instagram hero, and we'll tag Fox.
Exactly. And you can come on, and then me and Rachel could come on as like guests of like a challenge or whatever, and like it's like a juice challenge, like a juice taste tester challenge, like the blind taste test, but you have to do like juices.
Getting juicy. Absolutely. Mary Lou, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate
Absolutely. Take care of yourself. Keep in touch, and as per usual, we'll have show notes, and the links and things to share on your Instagram and your YouTubes and everything. And we are so excited to continue this journey with you along the way. We're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Of course, darling.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I love just watching you grow. So we look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, love.
Bye.
Bye.